Then they won that football game. No turnovers and one penalty. Smart, adult-focused football. They've always been gifted, but a little loose, never quite disciplined, felt kind of reactionary. Not this team from the opening drive. Ran the ball. Not heavily reliant on Josh Allen. It was clinical. It was effective. Much more than it was impressive. I mean, Josh Allen only had 147 yards, total yards. Fewest of his career in a playoff game yet. I've never been more impressed. This is what the Kansas City Chiefs did when they moved off Tyreek Hill. They went from a fireworks show to a more effective football team. And that's what I saw. Responsible football. One penalty. Jimmy Johnson's been saying this for years. You will lose more playoff football games than you'll win. Josh Allen sacked one time. He had 4 attempts. This is the strongest arm guy in the league. Josh Allen had only 4 attempts over 10 yards. Now, the Ravens were bigger and flashier. They averaged 7.3 yards a play. It was big Derrick Henry run, big pass by Lamar Jackson. They looked like Buffalo generally looks. But they had an ugly pick. They had a couple of fumbles. They had a drop 2-point conversion. Baltimore looked like Buffalo for years. Mark Andrews, great player and great tight end, picked a bad day to have the worst game of his career. Lamar Jackson, I'll defend him. He played well enough to win. In fact, the Ravens never punted. I mean, think about that. You get Lamar Jackson's going to be MVP potentially. They never punted. They only got stopped when they stopped themselves, and that was the problem. They did, and Buffalo didn't. They had 13 big plays. Bills had 4. I watched that game, and I thought, meet the Buffalo Bills. They are the new Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, except they're the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. That's who they are. But I agree. I did say that last night where I said this was a game that the Kansas City Chiefs win, you know, in this style where it was nothing crazy, nothing special. They just didn't beat themselves. They let the other team make the mistakes. And again, credit to the Bills for being opportunistic and taking advantage of the opportunities that were given to them. And they did exactly what they needed to do in every level of that game. And the truth is, even if the Baltimore Ravens scored, I mean, you never know, because I call out Kansas City Chiefs fans for saying this. We're like, oh, well, you know, we know Mahomes would have drove down and scored anyway, even if we didn't get that penalty or whatever. And it's just like, it did feel like Josh Allen, even if the Ravens caught that 2-point conversion, that they were still going to drive. But you don't know. That is the reality, and so it's okay. I understand why we automatically want to say, like, well, Josh Allen would have had them down, and they would have kicked a field goal and win the game. You know, it feels that way, but you don't know, and I don't want to be hypocritical. I actually like to be consistent. But this was a great game for the Buffalo Bills, mainly because we've never seen them win this way before. Now, if this was any other context, I would not praise them as much in this moment. But it's because I've never seen, and they've never proven to be able to win this way. This is how they could have beaten the Chiefs last year or a couple of years ago. You know, like, this is what it is. This was one of the first times that you saw the Bills and said, that's a well-run team. That's a well-run franchise. That's a team with a game plan. That's a team that knows exactly what they need to do to win this game. They did not have that in years past. They did this year. They did. I mean, and there was a moment when Josh Allen was about to you know, lateral the ball back when he got held up at the line. And honestly, this is all I could think of. This is literally all I could think of. No. I'm sure collectively everybody was just like, no. Because, I mean, it was just like, no, what are you doing? Just hold on to it. And that's why I kept also thinking, like, are they going to try to kick a field goal? Are they going to go for it? And it was like, clearly, you kick a field goal. You go up by it, and it proved to be obviously the right call. Because now you have to make sure that the Ravens can execute perfectly. And they were unable to. I mean, you know, they got a gift from Lamar Jackson with that interception. That was just a straight up gift. It was great though to kind of get after him and force that fumble. Same thing on Andrews. Going up against the Kansas City Chiefs is gonna be a wild game. It's gonna be a wild game because it's just like, what's it gonna come down to? Who's going to make the mistakes? Who's not going to make the mistakes? Will we see Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen have to be superheroes in this moment? Because right now, Josh Allen's superhero in this game was just not making a mistake, playing complete, smart, situational football. And again, I still don't know, like, was he trying to give that ball? I forget who was back there. I assume it was Cook, but it was just like, so Josh Allen's a gamer. Josh Allen's a baller. So, this is the matchup that I feel is the most exciting. I mean, Chiefs-Ravens would have been fun too, but Bills-Chiefs is where it's at for sure, because you just have more of the confidence that Josh Allen's going to show up, man. Josh Allen is going to show up. The defense for the Bills needs to step up. They need to slow down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans were able to do it. If it was just Kelsey, and Kelsey just had like 60+ yards of yak, you take away that, and the Chiefs were, not looking too great either. I mean, that's the thing. Like the Bills came out the first half out the gate. They had one of the best starts out of like any of these other teams. They really did. And then things obviously slowed down, because I think it was 21-10 at half, and then they only put up another 7 points, and then the Ravens 15. So, it's I don't know. I don't got any predictions at this point for this Chiefs Bills game. I'm really excited. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like. Hopefully it's not too cold so we can actually see. That's the one bad thing about the playoffs like this is, we got two unbelievable quarterbacks, and it's going to be like cold and windy and snowy, and we don't even get to really see them ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the greatness. I want to see it. But I mean, again, this was just smart football by the Buffalo Bills, and we're going to talk about it all day in this week. But this was another level that I feel that this Bills team took, as well as Josh Allen, just in his own maturity and understanding of what it takes to win a game, to what it takes to win in the playoffs, and what it takes to, maybe reach an AFC championship, win an AFC championship game and win a Super Bowl. But, the game is right there for the Bills. The game is in the balance. The game is there. They're not going up against a juggernaut. The Bills are in a juggernaut. The Chiefs are in a juggernaut. The Eagles are in a juggernaut. The Commanders are in a juggernaut. These are all just really, really great teams. I don't think any of these teams are elite and special and, oh my gosh, what is this? These are just all really great teams that have moments of playing elite and moments of playing good / average. And so that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be like, who can bring it in this moment? Who is going to bring it on Sunday? That's what it's going to come down to. That's what it's going to come down to, because no one's running into a brick wall here. It's who can make the brick wall as fast as they can. It's just, this was an awesome weekend of football. It really, really was. I do feel for the Baltimore Ravens. I feel for Lamar Jackson, which I'll talk about in a separate video. But, kudos to Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills going on to the AFC Championship game, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. That game, no matter what happens, will be box office, and I'm excited to get into it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Buffalo Bills win? Are you impressed by the Bills' mistake-free execution, as Colin Cowherd put it? And who do you got? Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.